Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Drift HD Ghost digital camera available at RevZilla.com. So Drift has been around for some time. We know Drift as the dark horse. They're doing some key things differently than some of the other very popular digital riding camera manufacturers on the market. This is the new HD Ghost, which has a lot of what's worked in the previous Drift HD action camera, and in this version they've made some key upgrades to both software and the ability to capture, but there are a few things that the Drift HD Ghost is doing that we don't see from any other camera on the market. The first one that I'm going to dive right into, and I'd love to hear your gut reaction at any point, at RevZilla TV, leave us your comments, your questions, subscribe to us. The first thing that I really like is that it's the only camera on the market that you don't have to have it paired to something to get a preview of what you're shooting or even do playback. There's a speaker built in as well. So if I turn it on with the button on the top, it's very easily found with a glove. You're going to see that green light comes on. And now you can see, as I'm pointing it all over the place here, that I have a live preview on this Gorilla Glass screen, also a Gorilla Glass lens, that's going to be super durable inside this bomb-proof rubberized housing that's going to be waterproof down to 3 meters. So 10 feet of waterproof ability here on the HD Ghost. And if you look at it, when I open it up, you can see the preview. I have up to a 10x digital zoom. I have the ability to go to menu mode. It's really nice to not have to tweak those settings, from your phone, although there is an iPhone app with an Android app coming. And if you're both on a wireless network, you have the ability to kind of do some different things from that wireless or the iPhone app as well. Now, if we look at some of the shell here, you're going to notice the very easy controls that I already went over. There's also a remote control that comes with it. And the remote control, notice that you have a strap. You have the ability for the strap that is included here, and if you get a shot here of the box, you can see what's included. I can walk through that in a second. But your remote has LED lights that tells you what mode you're in, and there's the ability to pair it with multiple cameras. So you have a start, you have a stop, you have an LED light on the side that's going to be different colors and tell you what mode you're in, from photo burst to what they call tag mode to a few different record scenarios. One of the other things I want to key in on is this camera does infinite looping like we see from some of the latest generations of other competitors, but the nice part, it almost operates like they do on that Mega Mo Phantom camera, to where you can just let it run and let it cycle continually, and then if you know that you just had something happen that you want to capture, either in 1 minute or 5 minute intervals, you can hit tag and it will capture 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after and commit it to the card of when you press the button, or 1 minute before and 1 minute after. So the nice part is with the super long battery, which allows up to 3 hours of record time, which again is the best in class on the battery life here, you're able to go 1080, 960, 720, up to 60 frames per second, and then be able to just constantly have it running and be able to just grab the frames of the most interesting footage that you would have captured, whether you're mounting it on your helmet or mounting it on your bike. Now, the other thing as I go down that realm, I'm going to turn it off here for a second. I think it says get out there when you turn it off, which is pretty cool. I'll turn it over here. It's a 1/4 inch threaded mount here on the back. So what Drift has done is, while you do have the ability to mount it on your bike via sticky, mount it on your helmet via sticky, mount it on your goggles, you can see here in the box, you can also use any of the Drift accessories that are on RevZilla.com, or you could use RAM mount. You could use any other standard photography-driven 1/4 inch mounts for this camera. So again, they're giving you that standard flexibility that you'd expect from really a high-end camera, and they're saying you don't have to buy our accessories if you want to get better flexibility out of the camera itself. Now, looking at some of the other things, I mentioned the different modes for recording, and again, you can look at the full spec sheet on the product detail page at RevZilla.com. All you really need to know is it maxes out at 1080, and it'll do slow motion at 60 frames per second at 720. That's what people really key in on. You have some ability to set manual exposures. There's no manual white balance. Keep that in mind. But if we look at it, the other nice piece here on the Drift HD Ghost is the ability to this 170-degree lens field of view. You can look at that little notch and you can rotate it. So not only can I preview what I'm looking at, but as I rotate the lens, you're going to see that I'm rotating the picture. So basically, you can get a live preview when it's mounted on your helmet or your bike, and you can then twist the lens to get what you're looking after. Now, a little bit of a note on some of the tech and battery options. I told you that you can get extra batteries, but the stock battery that comes with it is going to give you 3 hours of record time. That is best in class. As I unscrew this back here that is rubberized, that has a gasket, that when it's on, it is waterproof down to 10 feet. I'm going to screw it off, and you're going to see, here's my battery compartment here in the back. My lithium-ion battery comes out. And if we look, it's USB for charging and connecting to the computer, and then it's HDMI out, which would allow your video out. And you can stream with HDMI, so there's actually stories of now Drift is giving this to first responders that are able to stream back footage, to the dispatch center of what's going on. Also note that there's an AV out, and if you replace the back that's the waterproof back with this back that actually is rubberized but has these doors on it, now you have the ability to have it sealed, be using it, but use external peripherals like a external microphone or that HDMI setting and stream it right through the back. So again, it's giving you the basics of what you need, knowing that there's a lot of flexibility based on the Drift accessories and standard photo and video accessories that you're going to be able to hook in. So keep in mind, it's rugged and it's flexible, and it's going to give you that viewport, that 2-inch LCD and Gorilla Glass that's going to hold up over time. I really think that that's the claim to fame here on the HD Ghost, as well as that extra long battery life. It takes a micro SD card, so that we see this up to 32 megabyte, or gigabyte rather, so we see it using the same format of memory that we're seeing across the board with some of the competitors. And keep in mind too, on the rugged side of things, I totaled a BMW 12 GS in the backwoods of Arizona with this guy's predecessor, and it held out just fine. We still have that camera. This version, HD Ghost, is more compact, even more rugged, and there's also a story of a skydiver having it basically de-velcro from his helmet at altitude and have it fall, bounce, and still be working properly. It'll also go and work at temperatures down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit, so keep that in mind too. So there's a great amount of temperature range when you get into some of these cameras in extreme conditions. So click right here to find the HD Ghost from Drift at RevZilla.com/Drift with all of the accessories. Also, keep in mind, we ship for free, exchange for free, no restock if you need to send it back to us. And as always, you can always get a Gear Geek on the phone if you want to walk through some of the nuances and our experience with it. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. I'm Anthony. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.